Hello, sweet star, and welcome back to the channel. This is Moon Mirror Tarot, and in today's reading, we are very blessed to get to hear from Mother Moon. What is your troublemaker teaching you? This is one of the highest roads we can take when someone challenges us, is to focus on what we can learn from this experience. So we will begin by pulling 3 main cards out of this animal spirit deck. This is also the pocket size. That's why these look so teeny tiny. They're precious, are they not? This one. Hello. Okay, so what is our dear troublemaker teaching us, please? Oh, there they are. Very good. Okay, let's see what we have here for our 3 main cards, our 3 different piles. We have snake. That's an earth energy. We have peacock. That's an air energy. I'm just learning the symbols. And we have camel. And I believe that's water, but I could be wrong. All right, so whichever of these 3 your intuition is drawing you towards, I trust that that is your message from Mother Moon about what your troublemaker is teaching you. There are timestamps in the description. Feel free to jump to whichever of these readings is calling to you most. And without further ado, we will get into reading number 1. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. You have selected the snake card, and this is an earth energy, and the snake represents our highest potential. So I'm going to suffice it to say this troublemaker, if you're being drawn into this pile, this troublemaker is absolutely here to help unlock potential that you're not yet tapping into. And by them challenging you and providing a space and a context for you to have to dig deeper inside of yourself, there is potential that you have yet to manifest that this troublemaker is helping you to manifest. So that is really beautiful. Off to a beautiful start here. And I'm going to take these cards and draw one of each of these oracle cards and see what is pile number 1's troublemaker teaching them. What is oh my goodness. What is pile number 1's troublemaker teaching them? This one. So we have insight, and on the other side we have unaware. So again, they're giving you great insight. The way they are challenging you at this time is holding up a mirror that is letting you see who you are today more clearly than you could before. You're moving out of being unaware thanks to their reflection. You're becoming aware by the insight that they're helping to provide. Let's get one of these to add to it. What is pile number 1's troublemaker teaching them, please? Oh my gosh, I don't even think I've ever seen that card. We have Rainbow Dragon. Brings the leap of joy that opens new doors. Have trust, rediscover wisdom, expect miracles, and accept opportunities. Oh, that Like, it literally just melted tension out of my shoulders when I read that, pile number one. There is absolutely something divine being delivered through this interaction that you're having with this particular troublemaker. I'm actually hearing that they have your best interest at heart. They may not be coming off in a way that feels really loving and supportive, but this person actually cares a great deal for you and does not want to hurt you. Like, I think in their mind, they don't even understand the pain that they're causing you. And so again, I see this unaware, like they're literally unaware. They just don't know. And that may be because, you haven't said anything, or it could be because they really just aren't wired to be able to understand the impact that their actions and their emotions are having on other people. Like, there could be so many different reasons why they're unaware of the pain that they're causing you, but I'm very much getting the sense that, like, this is moving you to a new place. And it's doing that by having you dig deep and bring forth this beauty, this wisdom, this potential that is inside of you right now and has been untapped, but is going to be tapped and unleash a whole rainbow of light and possibility thanks to this troublemaker. And so have trust, pile number one, as best you can. Have, the benefit of the doubt for yourself and for them as best you can, to look at it through Source's eyes as far as all is well. Everything that unfolds is serving the highest good of the all, and there are going to be more colors in your rainbow thanks to this experience, is what just came through there. So let's add some tarot cards to get some more information about what your troublemaker, pile number one, is teaching you. Stella, you're having a bad dream. She's doing yips in her little puppy sleep. Nice. What is pile number one's troublemaker teaching them? What is pile number one learning thanks to their troublemaker? That one just really wants to come too, so I guess we're going to take it. We're going to just slide this over. Who are we to reject the messages that want to come through? I personally am very excited to see what are we learning from this troublemaker. All right, so we have the Nine of Swords. Yeah. We have the Eight of Pentacles. I'm going to flip these and then I'll interpret all of them. We have the Two of Swords. I'm not surprised. We have the Fool 2.0. Okay, that's very interesting. We have the Five of Swords, lots of swords. This is definitely somebody that there was maybe a heated conversation with, or some harsh words were exchanged. And again, I'm getting that they're very oblivious. They're very unaware of the effect that they had on you. I really honestly think that, this may or may not apply to all of you, but I genuinely think that they didn't mean it. I know it hurt, and they shouldn't have talked to you like that, but I don't think they actually meant it to be harmful to you. We have the Ten of Wands. Okay. We have the Two of Pentacles right underneath the Two of Swords and touching the Eight of Pentacles. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. So lots of swords and pentacles. Wow, like, I guess one wand card, but otherwise swords and pentacles all the way. And of course, the Fool 2.0. So, what is pile number one learning from their troublemaker? Um, I do believe for most of you, this is something that happened at work. This is something to do with your work. That there's almost a sense of, with this particular person, like your old methods aren't going to work because this is a work connection. It's a professional connection that is unlikely to be able to be easily ended. Like if it was a social connection or something like that, maybe in the past you would just cut ties with someone like this. This being a part of your work, it's harder to shake in this instance. And so it's bringing you face to face with some of your old stories, some of your old perspectives, your old beliefs about things, the way you see your past, the way you see how you came to where you are. It's bringing you face to face with a lot of that. And while it does not feel good to have those old wounds come to the surface, there's also this opportunity to find a new beginning, like ending. I mean, we have kind of two new beginning cards here, the Fool 2.0 and Ace of Pentacles, like a new beginning of how you interact with a situation like this. Like I said, like I think there's like almost a new skill set, a new tool for your toolbox to be able to handle situations like this. And part of what I also want to underscore as far as what this experience is teaching you comes back to this Ten of Wands here, where there have to be like kind of preconditions for someone to be a troublemaker in our experience to begin with. Like basically someone becomes a troublemaker when we run out of compassion for them. When we run out of compassion for them and now all we have is judgment about how they should be different or they should be treating us differently or whatever it is. And so much of not being able to have compassion for someone is that you yourself feel really weighed down. Like it's really hard to have compassion and hold space for somebody else's pain while you yourself are already in pain. So there's some of that a little bit as far as like you feeling overburdened, that part of what your troublemaker is teaching you, pile number one, is that you're operating on probably like a less a less full gas tank than, like if your gas tank was totally full, this person wouldn't have near the wiggle room to work their way into your energy. There would be a lot more solid space of fuel and energy ready to go and express and get out there and mix it up. There's like a sense of feeling like you're already doing so much, and now this person on top of everything else is kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back. But I'm hearing very clearly that like they didn't make that entire pile on the camel's back. They were just kind of the tipping point of helping you to see that maybe your energy needs some rest and recovery and some healing before you dive back in. And that's really what I'm getting out of this Fool 2.0 card, is that the Fool is all about a brand new beginning and kind of like the naivete that comes from never having done something before. And the Fool 2.0 is embarking on a new adventure, but you do have wisdom. You do have some wherewithal to be able to handle whatever comes up along that journey. Whereas, like, the Fool energy is very much like going in blind, totally blind to, you have no idea what you're going to find along that journey. The Fool 2.0 is like, I've been around the block a couple of times and I'm going to go again. I'm going to dive in again. I'm going to go for another swim. But this time I know about the waves and I know about the undercurrent and I know about those rocks over there that if you get too close to them, they'll beat the hell out of you. Like, you know some stuff from your experience. And so that's another piece that this troublemaker is teaching you, is that you are actually like really a lot more capable than you used to be when it comes to conflict. Like, I'm seeing that basically like the 2.0 energy here is represented in, like, you know, these two roles used to be reversed. Like, yes, the cat is tormented by the mouse, but the mouse is teeny tiny. The mouse like doesn't really have any more power than the cat gives it. And in the past, like, maybe you were the mouse, but now you're the cat. You got the broom, you got your voice, you have your hiss. Like, I'm serious, like, learning to hiss is, if you're familiar with astrology, that's like one of the pieces to developing your Aries energy, is learning to hiss, learning to go and get somebody to back up, because you just took one big step across my boundaries, and being able to push them back so that they are respecting your boundaries. You might have to hiss a little bit. You might have to growl a little bit. Nobody's telling you to attack. Nobody's saying that you have to like lash out at anybody, but you can issue warnings to people that say, you are getting dangerously close to my boundary and I have claws. Back up. So I'm getting a really strong vibe that, like kind of going back to this piece where this experience is likely coming through work, or an equivalent situation where you feel very connected to this situation. It is not easily broken, whatever the glue is of how that situation's coming together. It has something to do with your daily routine, but probably work. And the way it's bringing you face to face with this old pain, if it was something you could easily cut off, you would. And so the fact that you can't is divinely intended, as far as like, you're not really supposed to cut it off. You're supposed to witness your strength, like gain this insight on yourself, thanks to the mirror reflection that this troublemaker is providing to you. And that this absolutely promises a new beginning full of greater balance, where the things that are on your plate and the energies that are swirling around you, as you expose yourself to this troublemaker and possibly others, that you are gaining a level of emotional balance that you have not had before. And that emotional balance, that newfound emotional balance, is ultimately what is leading to the new beginning promised by this last card, Ace of Pentacles. Pile number one, this has been your reading on what this troublemaker is teaching you. I would love to hear from you down below how this resonates, how this lands for you, and if your intuition is guiding you to either the Peacock or the Camel, please head there now. I'm sure that that has a whole nother layer to your unique situation. I totally understand this is a general reading. But even if this was all you needed for today, I am sending you all the love and all the hugs. Be well, my sweet star, and I will catch you on the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number two. Welcome to your reading. So you have chosen this beautiful Peacock card, which is an air element. And the Peacock energy is all about inner beauty and compassion. And I'm definitely getting the sense right off the bat that your troublemaker is here to show you the depth of your compassion, that the ones who are the hardest to have compassion for are the ones who have wronged us the most. And I'm definitely getting the sense that you feel incredibly wronged by this troublemaker. And this peacock energy really is about accepting and being able to integrate anything and everything that flows through your experience. And when we're looking at the practical application of what does this mean, it means feeling really wronged, feeling really great pain because of someone else and their behavior towards us. And in the depth of that pain, we also find new depths of compassion to be able to draw from. And this troublemaker, I'm definitely hearing that you guys had a pact before you came, and you both knew that there would be this conflict, and you both knew that it would feel devastating to you and it would break your heart. And in soul form, you both agreed to do this because of the beauty that is uncovered in the midst of this pain, the depth of the compassion that you unlock by swimming deeper and deeper into pain. Your own pain opens up a level of compassion for others that you would not otherwise have without this troublemaker. So pile number 2, I'm very sorry for, especially I'm hearing the things that they said to you, this being an air element, like verbally abusive, straight up, no doubt about it. They went too far. They absolutely should not have said the things that they said. Like there was no kindness in it. It was an attack, no doubt about it. But you're here. You're here. And yes, it was hard, but you got through it. You're still here. And the depth of the pain that we feel in our heart, I think, is exactly reflected in how open our heart happens to be. And I'm definitely getting the sense, pile number 2, that your heart is wide open, and that really is the only reason why this person was able to hurt you the way that they did, was because you are so open and trusting in the highest good of anyone that you deal with. There is such beauty to the soul that you are. And this person and you, your soul pact, your agreement of them showing up in your world and delivering this pain, this lesson, this clarity, this understanding in the form of pain. It is one of the biggest blessings of your life to be able to be in this interaction and to experience even this pain, because what it is opening up into, as far as the depth of beauty and compassion that you will have access to because of this experience, as much as possible, we can allow ourselves to be held in that divine reality. Let's add the rest of your oracle cards. What is pile number 2's troublemaker teaching them? Hope. That's beautiful. And on the other side, hopeless. And that's where they are. That's how they feel. Like, talk about opening up this compassion. It's like people don't lash out at other people when they feel safe and secure. Like, it takes a lot of darkness to treat someone the way your troublemaker has treated you. And very much I can feel how, when you really take a step back, you can relate to the hopelessness that your troublemaker is feeling right now. It's awful and I don't know what to do. I don't even know if there's anything I can do. Hopelessness. And it's hurting them and they don't know how to fix it. And so they take it out on other people. And I'm very much clearly hearing that you are not even the only one that they are doing this to. And the hope can be found in relating to where they are right now, because you are not there. Maybe you don't merge with source energy 100% of the time, like none of us really do, but you're also not nearly as concentrated in that hopeless energy as you were once upon a time. And if you can come out of the darkness and back into the light, so can they. So can they. And your compassionate reaction to them could very well be part of what gives them hope that maybe their darkness isn't as permanent as they thought, because when they lashed out at you, when they tried to hurt you so that you would feel the pain that they're feeling, you aren't lashing back at them. You aren't letting that pain roll out of you onto the next person. You seem to be able to heal that pain instead of unconsciously paying it forward. And pile number 2, you give me hope, for sure. Thank you. Thank you for not paying it forward unconsciously, because Lord knows that's how they gave it to you. Bless their souls, that's how they gave it to you. They didn't know any better. And that's not at all to let them off the hook for what they did or what they said, because it was wrong and your boundaries were crossed, and that is not okay. And I'm sure we'll get more into how to have compassion for them, but also for yourself, how to have compassion for them and respect yourself at the same time. Because you absolutely deserve respect. You don't at all have to put up with the behavior that they're directing at you. But you also don't have to just automatically attack them back, and I know you're not. And I just want to take a moment and reflect the amount of strength that that takes to not just blindly kick the can down the road onto the next guy. So thank you, pile number 2. Ooh, we have gold and silver, violet flame dragon. Transmutes the old around you with wisdom and grace. It's time for transmutation, magic, and healing. Offer service under grace. Yeah, exactly. Like, the cycle of pain, the chain of pain has to end somewhere. And I think this is giving us a pretty clear direction, that giving ourselves grace so that, you know, we don't minimize our pain, we don't minimize the potential, like the potentially damaging effects of the energy that we just soaked up. We can respect all of that. We can honor that this is what happened, and we can allow that to be born into something new. We can make lemonade out of these lemons. We can realize what we're meant to realize. We can tune in to a reading like this, pile number 2. Do you realize how beautiful it is that you're even listening to this message of trying to learn something from this painful experience rather than just blindly going through life dumping that pain onto other people? The strength and the wherewithal that you're demonstrating by even listening to this right now is, you have my total respect. You give me hope, pile number 2. I'll say it again. Let's add your tarot cards and get a fuller picture of what it is that this troublemaker is teaching you. This has been so helpful so far. Okay, and from this deck, what is this troublemaker teaching you, pile number 2? What is this troublemaker teaching, pile number 2? That happened in pile number 1 too. I did put all the cards back, so I'm interested to see if anything consistent pops out throughout the 3 readings. Let us see. Let us behold. I'm so glad you're here, pile number 2. Okay, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Same as pile number 1. I'm going to flip these and then we'll interpret. We have the Ace of Cups. That's definitely giving me a lot there. We have the Nine of Pentacles. Gosh, wow. These are such positive cards, just like in general, that again, like, what is this troublemaker teaching you? It seems like whatever it is going to pay off in the long term. There is like a massive healing coming through this experience that is going to lead to your dreams coming true for the long term, like forever. Like whatever this is giving birth to is going to just go and go and go and go. Extremely sustainable energy, pile number 2. That is very encouraging. AKA, this pain is not for nothing. Again, I say you and this person had a soul arrangement before either of you ever came into this experience, where you both knew exactly how this was going to go down, and you both knew on a soul level this is the exact thing that's going to get us where we want to go in the end. And a little bit of pain was totally worth it when you were looking at it from that angle. That is, again, not to minimize at all, pile number 2, how painful this really was. Like literally sandpaper on a sunburn kind of like irritation level of like, this freaking hurts. But the awareness that it gave you and the depth of compassion and getting to witness your own ingenuity to take in this really painful, possibly rotten, toxic experience and still be able to turn it into something beautiful that ultimately adds more love to the world. Like pile number 2, do you see how impressive you are? Do you see? Who are you, pile number 2? Oh, we have the Page of Cups. Okay. We have the Three of Cups. We have the Seven of Pentacles. We have the Two of Swords. And we have the Two of Wands. Okay. So big picture, what is pile number 2's troublemaker teaching them? So what is congealing with the rest of this, the clear ending message of your reading, is that pile number 2 is basically providing like a super dark backdrop behind your light working practices, your healing practices, your self-care practices. Like how do you fill your light back up all of those practices and the structure with which you do that, all the different tools in your toolbox that help you to recharge your light, this person and their darkness is the backdrop behind this picture that lets you see so clearly with fine detail the edges and the beautiful ways with which you can recharge your energy. The way that you heal yourself, the way that you're so tender and gentle with yourself, this person and the pain that they introduce into your experience, it lets the beauty be even clearer. And like this one especially jumps out at me and basically sums up the rest of this, as far as like the main takeaway is that you do have systems and structures in place to hold you when other people attack, when you are out in the world and you get into the middle of one of these situations with a troublemaker, and you have safe spaces to retreat to. And when you're in this much pain, it lets it be even more clear how good those safe spaces really do feel. Like when you get back together with your soul sisters or soul brothers or whatever in your little tribe of people who like hold you dear, going back into that space, it feels that much sweeter after the sting of someone like the troublemaker that you're dealing with. It lets you be even more intentionally appreciative, more open-eyed at how good your self-care and your self-love and the supportive practices that you do for yourself, the way you allow other people to support you and to let that help in your healing process. Like, you have built up a really solid foundation for yourself, and it's very, very clear that even in this avalanche of pain that this troublemaker has brought, your foundation has withstood this storm. And I apologize, pile number 2, for the pain of enduring the storm, but I am honored to get to be here to share the message of your endurance. It's truly beautiful, pile number 2. This has been your reading. If your intuition is guiding you to check out one of the other piles, I fully trust that there's even more information in there for your specific situation. I am so glad that you're here, pile number 2, on this reading and around the channel in general. Don't forget to subscribe if you liked it. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Say hello in the comments. The depth of your inner beauty and compassion is second to none, pile number 2. It is my true pleasure to have you here at this time. If this was all you needed for today, be well, sweet star, and I will catch you on the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. You have selected the Camel card, and I was wrong in the card picking. I said this might have been water maybe, but it's actually fire. But that being said, Camel energy is like the intersection between fire and water energy, where we are resourceful and independent in the way that we navigate through the world, where we are responsible for our own reactions. And so I'm definitely getting that this troublemaker, it's almost like they're causing you trouble because they're not giving you what you think you need from them. But it's almost like a neglectful kind of trouble that they're making in your world. It's not that they're treating you poorly per se, it's more how they're not treating you. It's more of like an absence. And it's very clear from this card and your soul drawing you towards this card that whatever it is that they're not giving you is something that you're meant to find inside of yourself. that you actually already have it within yourself, and that if you do look within, you will find it, and that them withholding it from you is to help you better understand the resources that you do have inside of you, so that you don't just have them in this situation, but in all situations. So let's add the rest of your oracle cards. What is pile number 3's troublemaker? Hello, that was easy. What is pile number 3's troublemaker teaching them? Confident and uncertain. Okay, yes. So I was hearing before when, okay, so this is something that they're withholding. I was hearing already that you're like looking to them to lead you. You want them to give you guidance, and they're not. And there is an uncertainty within you that is the reason that you think you need their guidance, and that by them withholding it and you having to find inside of yourself your own resources, your own self-esteem, and your own decision-making process, that ultimately by them neglecting you in this way and them withholding this from you, you get to find a greater level of confidence in yourself. And that is truly beautiful, pile number 3. Let's add your dragon card. What is pile number 3's troublemaker teaching them? What is pile number 3's troublemaker teaching them? What is pile number 3 learning from their troublemaker? There it is. Okay. What could it be? What could it be? Fire dragon. How interesting that the camel is already fire, and now here's fire dragon. Burns up the lower energies around you. You are safe and protected. Be determined and inspired. Clear your soul pathway. So yeah, more than ever, I'm feeling very much that like this person is not paying attention to you in the way that you feel they should be, and that in the lack of their attention, there is a fire that is growing brighter and hotter and brighter and hotter inside of you that is burning up these lower energies that are holding your fire back to begin with. Like this person making you angry, this person withholding from you in the way that feels like you need it so badly, they're making you angry, but that anger is absolutely serving to clear out the lower frequencies from your grid. Pile number 3. That message just like raised my whole energy field. Thank you so much for calling it through here. Let's add the rest of your tarot cards to see more about what is pile number 3's troublemaker teaching them. Definitely confidence, and that goes very well with fire energy in general. Fire energy is kind of just like what pops out of us without us even thinking. That's why people say like I lost my temper, because that energy just comes through and it's out of control. There's no way to actually hold fire energy and control it. And so this person, through whatever it is that they're doing to you, even if what I was describing earlier doesn't exactly resonate, whatever it is that they are doing to you is making you mad. And that anger is absolutely serving you. I'm definitely hearing that it's not just this person who is the reason that you're manifesting this fire. This burst of fire energy through you is actually serving lots of different relationships in your experience. But let's see if your tarot cards maybe give us some more information to go on around what you are learning, this one and this one, from your troublemaker. Let us see. Okay, we have the Wheel. We have Queen of Wands, Wands being the fire element, and the Queen being a master of her fire, a master, a charismatic, enthusiastic lover of life. The Ace of Cups, this also came up in pile number 2. The Knight of Pentacles, that was also in pile number 2. You may want to check out pile number 2. Maybe there's more in there. The Seven of Pentacles was in pile number 2. What the heck? Maybe this is the same person, pile number 2. The Five of Swords, that was in pile number 1. The Knight of Wands. And the Fool to end your reading. Pile number 3, what are you learning from your troublemaker? So I'm sensing through a lot of this up here that they are helping you to see yourself in a completely new light. That basically, as long as you're following their lead, as long as they're the guide that is guiding you through, that there is part of your power that is residing with them instead of with you. And that this experience of them making this trouble in your life is that you are reclaiming this power. And as you reclaim this power, the wheel of fortune turns in your life, because anytime we further empower ourselves, our physical experience is a reflection of where we are along our empowerment or disempowerment spectrum. And so every step that we take towards reclaiming power from the people around us only further escalates the material manifestation of that security in the world, as far as our energetic security and our emotional confidence translating over time into physical and financial security and confidence. So there's absolutely something that is being stirred here, that these Knight of Pentacles and Seven of Pentacles, these two were the two that were in pile number 2. There's a lot of twos. That there's definitely some rewards to be reaped here in the long term, as far as the skills of what this person is helping you to unlock. The fact that they are not willing to be present and be your guide or your leader, or again, whatever it is that you think you need from them that they're not providing, it is stoking this inner fire. And because of that, there is a proficiency being unlocked in the physical realm that we did not have access to before. And that really, through this experience of this battle, this conflict, this is about the power disparity that I'm getting is like, you know, you have this big old broom and they have this teeny tiny, if you could see it, this teeny tiny little sword that's like stuck in the broom, because they're a teeny tiny little mouse that's like putting up the best fight they can. But you're this big cat with this big broom and this big voice and this big hiss that, like, really, when you take a step back and you look at like the power that you already have and the power that you're able to reclaim through this experience, you actually have the more powerful position in this dynamic. And that is why they cannot be there in the way that you need them to be, because them doing that is only further keeping you separated from your power. And where you are right now is you are ready to find that within yourself, to have that within yourself, and to be able to draw on that, like I said, not just in this situation, but in all situations. The Wheel of Fortune, like your entire life shifts. We have the Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Cups, the Fool, all predicting a radically different beginning and a new chapter than what you were living previously. And ultimately, what I'm seeing here is also very clear that, like, awakening this fire energy inside of you, you're going to love it. You're going to love this new confident life that you're able to live thanks to this troublemaker. It'll be one of the best things that ever happened to you, that they got busy or they got soaked up in their own shit or whatever happened that made them be absent and to withhold these resources from you that you think you need. It will be one of the best things that ever happened to you, because in their absence, you found it within yourself and you no longer had your power outside of yourself with them. So pile number 3, this is nothing but positive as far as what I can see. the amount of inspiration that is newly coming through this fire that they are helping to stoke. I'm super excited for you as far as what you're going to create with it, how you're going to flow it out into the world to create even more love thanks to this experience that you had with your troublemaker. Pile number 3, this has been your message. If you liked it, please don't forget to subscribe to Moon Mirror Tarot. I'm releasing readings however often they come through, a couple times a week at this point. Also, give it a thumbs up if you liked it, if you think other people should watch it. I would also love to hear from you down below how this resonated as far as, especially, them withholding something and you having to find it within yourself. I would love to know how that landed for you. And until next time, dear friend, dear sweet star, you take such good care of yourself, and I will catch you on the next reading. Bye.